Okay, so yeah, so it says, "O daughter of the Chaldeans." So America is run by who? These tie hatters, small hats.
That's right.
"For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind meal. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers." And it's not a coincidence that the Spirit gave the name of Great Millstone to the apostles, right? We're known as GMS, the Great Millstone. And it says, take a millstone and grind meal. So
Oh,
it's
praise.
us that's really uncovering and basically lifting up the proverbial skirts of America and exposing this devil,
That's right.
exposing this hoe. That's what we're doing. We're exposing this hoe through the words, Yehalba Shem El Shai. It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. Yahweh Shai is coming in that majestic power, man.
That's right.
It says, as for our Redeemer, the Lord Yahweh of hosts, is his name. And it says, the Holy One of Israel, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. Yep. Oh, sorry. I already got that word Chaldeans. What I wanted to get here is sit in darkness. Let's get that word darkness. Sit down in silence.
28, 22.
Silence. What does it mean? Silence. Silence. Silently. Dumb. Silence. Yeah, people are completely dumbfounded. Quietly wait. All right, so much here on that. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to darkness. Darkness. Look at that. Obscurity. Right? Obscurity. So people don't know what the hell's going on.
No clue.
Because they don't have hope. They can't see the end, the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. The proverbial light at the end of the tunnel. Okay.
Misery, destruction. Yep.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Grow dim. Yeah. It says become dark, grow dim, be darkened, be black, be hidden. What's being hidden? The truth. The truth is going to be hidden, man. It's already starting to be hidden because we're talking all these code words.
That's right.
Because the time of grace is almost up.
That's right.
Yeah. Hide, conceal. Yeah, there's truth, man. So there's also confusion, confused. So now, with that being said, I want to go to chat real quick. I got something in chat. And I just want to ask. In Isaiah 47:3, concerning the Chaldeans, what were their influence on Babylon? Religiously, financially, economically, and how does that tie to technocrats of today in America? What are the parallels? Let's see what chat gives us.
Come on, assistant. Come on now.
Okay, let's see.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I'll just quickly read through this. Shalom. Yahweh Shem Shabbat.
Shalom. Yahweh Shabbat.
What the fuck is this guy?
What?
Oh, wicked. Okay, never mind. I thought this guy said wicked Israelites shall kill themselves. Who is this guy?
No.
Oh, that.
Wow.
Oh, that. Okay, so it says the Chaldeans in Babylon. The Chaldeans were a Semitic people in southern Mesopotamia around near the Persian Gulf by the 6th century BC. They rose to power and essentially became synonymous with the Babylonian Empire, right? Just like the small hats today, right? They came over
Mhm.
from Europe, rose into power over here in America, and they are um, they're synonymous with the rise of the American Empire when you go into the history of America. Nebuchadnezzar II, the king of Babylon at that time of Judah's exile, was a Chaldean.
Mhm.
Their influence was massive and several in key ways. It says religious influence. The Chaldeans were famous for their astrology, divination, right?
Mhm.
And sorcery, and even coins Isaiah 47 and 9
Mhm.
to 12 to 13. Babylon, and we read about that in Revelation, the 17th chapter, right?
Mhm.
It says what it said, the mystery, the daughter, the how did it say again? Let me get that real quick.
Sure.
It was the daughter of witchcraft. That's what they called her,
Mhm.
That might be 18 chapter,
right?
but
Um,
it's that
the
says it like
whore that sitteth upon many waters,
all right.
have committed fornication, habitation. It says, colored beast, blasphemy of 7 heads. The woman of greatest death with gold, pressed with silver, having the golden cup in hand, filthy. Oh yeah, verse 5. And upon her forehead was the
Okay, so
name written,
Mhm.
Mystery Babylon, the great, the mother of harlots and abominations on the earth.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I
mhm.
think you might right. You might be right. In 18, it goes into its
Yeah,
witchcraft.
it says it like
So
that
does
in 18.
yeah. Okay.
Breaks it down.
But so does 47 as well, right? So
Right, right.
um, yeah. Anyhow, let's go back to chat here. So it
So
says Babylonian Babylonian religion under the Chaldeans blended older Mesopotamian gods with heavy use of mystical sciences, omens, star reading, incantations.
Mhm.
They institutionalized a priestly case of magicians and astrologers who advise kings. Daniel chapter 2, verse 2,
Mhm.
Daniel chapter 4, verse 7.
Mhm.
Religion became a state tool of control. Okay, so this is a priesthood that you see before your eyes with these technocrats
Mhm.
and these billionaires, all right,
Mhm.
that are really set up, all right, to push the agenda of the wicked elites, which are the modern day Chaldeans, the top wicked elites.
That's
Okay,
right.
that's the priesthood. It says the worship of Marduk and Ishtar bound the people together under a system of manipulation and fear. Okay, I'm not going to read all of these points, but it
Again,
says here financial and economic influence.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
says the Chaldean dynasty transformed Babylon into the richest empire of its age.
Woo.
They controlled international trade routes between Mesopotamia and the Mediterranean and Persia. Babylon became a center of banking and credit,
Uh-oh.
especially with temple treasuries serving as financial hubs, modern day banks.
Wow.
Wealth flowed in through tribute from conquered nations and forced labor. Isaiah
Uh-oh.
47 and 6
Yeah.
speaks of the showing no mercy to the oppressed, right? Cultural and political influence. The Chaldeans were viewed as the wise men of Babylon. Daniel 2 and 10, shaping its reputation as center of knowledge and mystery. That's why you see these guys like Peter Thiel, right? And again, Elon Musk,
Mhm.
Jeff
Okay.
Bezos,
All right.
right? They're at the forefront of making America so-called great again, right?
Con.
That's right.
Talakia,
Their
I got
wisdom. Yep.
oh, one should that I can bring this preset for Bakusha.
Okay. Con. Their wisdom was respected, but also condemned by Yahweh and as false knowledge. Isaiah 47 and 10, thy
Mhm.
wisdom and thy knowledge, it has perverted thee, right?
Mhm.
Now, perils. So here's the main point. um,
Institutional.
parallels to technocrats in America today. It says, now looking prophetically, the Chaldeans' role in Babylon mirrors the role of technocrats, bankers, and elites,
Mm-hmm.
power brokers in modern America.
Mm-hmm.
Religious parallel. Just as Chaldeans institutionalized astrology and occult wisdom, technocrats today push a secular religion of science and technology,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
where algorithms, AI, and
Oh,
data
mm.
analytics serve as the new oracles. You see,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you cannot tell us that America isn't Babylon coming back in the spirit.
Mm-hmm. Done.
You cannot tell us that.
Mm-hmm.
Even chat is putting together the parallels. Says there's a rise of transhumanism, digital ID systems, and technocrats governance functioning like a modern priesthood of experts. Occultism hasn't vanished. There are parallels in the elite's fascination with there's parallels in the elite's fascination with secret societies, esoteric knowledge, and power rituals. Okay. Now,
oh,
hey man, this
Wow.
oh,
is the meat and
oh.
potatoes. It says
Mm,
straight liquor, no chaser.
that's right.
Financial and economic perils or parallels. Babylon's wealth was tied to control of trade. Today, America's technocrats, technocratic elites
That's
control
right.
global finance, big
Mm-hmm.
tech, and digital markets. Just as Babylon enriched itself by ex exploiting nations, modern globalists use debt systems, currency manipulation, and technology
Mm-hmm.
monopolies to dominate
Manipulation.
economies. Revelation 18, which echoes Isaiah 47, describes merchants and elites growing rich off of Babylon, very
Mm-hmm.
much like manip- uh, multi multinational corporations today.
Mm-hmm.
Political and cultural parallels. The Chaldeans represent the wise men, but the wisdom was false. Today's technocrats claim to solve all problems with data, AI, and expert management, but their systems often lead to control, dehumanization, and corruption. Just as Babylon oppressed nations, America's technocratic influence dominates global politics,
Mm-hmm.
economies, and cultures. The pride of Babylon mirrors the hubris of today's elites. I
Mm-hmm.
am and none else beside me. Isaiah 47 and 8.
Who is this talking
This
about?
is yeah,
Salaki, brother. Go ahead, read it, brother. Finish it. Salaki, man.
yeah. So it says the pride of Babylon mirrors the hubris of today's elites. I
Mm,
am and no and none else beside me. Isaiah 47 and 8.
that's right.
This is the mindset of global technocracy. Okay, so
Mhm.
um, yeah, just to summary up, this is the
Mm-hmm.
last bit. It says the Chaldeans turned Babylon into world's religious, financial, and intellectual hub
Mm,
through occult knowledge, trade, and economic power. In the same way, America's technocratic elites shaped the nation into a global Babylon using technology, finance, and control systems as
those
their tools.
tools.
But
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh Bashim El Shai warns their wisdom will fail, their secrets will be exposed, and judgment will be swift.
Mm.
Too many
Those
scriptures.
mysteries.
Hey, if you didn't see it, if you don't see it now, man, you're never gonna see it. I'm
I
telling you this
That's
sure
right
right.
wants
now.
the missiles. I
Yep.
sure wants the missiles. Hey, there's too many scriptures. I'll just say this real quick before you read the precept, brother. There's so
Done.
many scriptures that we could bring out, and chat was on point. We know where chat. We know where chat got that information from. They didn't go off on what they said, but we're going to go into it as the Spirit will allow us to
Mm-hmm.
bring out more precepts on that. But I want to say this for you people out there before I say anything else. Who is that talking about? Anyway, go ahead, brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Khan. Just to add to the other mentioning about the witchcraft, And we know that witchcraft is being passed from many generations to the elite, right? Because they're
Right.
the ones that are involved with that stuff. So I have the book of Ephesians 6 in NLT,
Mhm.
and I start first 10, and it reads, "Our final word, be strong in the Lord Yahweh and his mighty power." Verse 11, put on, put on the whole uh, armor of Yahweh so that you will be able to stand firm against the strategies of the devil. What are the strategies of this man? You know, the MOTB is one of them,
The
right?
main
Mhm.
one.
Yeah.
That's the main
Yeah.
one. That's one of the strategy, right?
Yep.
And then put up the whole armor is this truth, right?
Right.
This is the what it blocks anything outside the word,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
Without the truth, without this book, if you don't have it, you get a bunch of bullets on you, right?
For sure.
Verse
Yep.
12,
Because
uh,
hey, this devil's main his main target is your mind, right?
yeah,
It's your mind. That's why it says it's like what it says here, put on the all of Yahweh's armor so that you will be able to stand firm against the strategies,
Hmm.
yep,
right? Psyops. All these
mm-hmm,
psyops that he does, all right, are to what? To force the habits of the people
Hmm.
mm-hmm,
and in turn to control the mind. And how he ultimately want to control their mind is through his technology of the sea head.
that's right. It says in verse 12, for we are no fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and
That's right.
authorities of the same word. And the elder mentioned it. When I came in, he was talking about these elites, you know, the ones
Son,
just run this place. And it reads, um, against mighty powers in this dark world and against evil spirits in the heavenly places. Verse 13, therefore put on every piece of Yahweh's armor so we'll be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. You know, Jacob's trouble is this time of evil time. Then after the battle, you will still, it's like, yeah, then after the battle, you will still be standing firm. So no matter what come across, you need to stand with this truth.
that's right.
That's right.
Gone.
Straight.
Um, I'm gonna get this here, Nahum. Get Nahum. How long are we in this thing? Yeah, we might have to do a part two, but we'll see when the spirit leads us. So this is Nahum chapter 3, verse 1. And let me skip down. I got it here in the NLT. So Nahum chapter 3, verse 1 says, what sorrow awaits Nineveh, right? And if for yourself, go on chat,
Mhm.
ask parallels, ask about parallels between Nineveh and America today. And I'll break it down and give you precepts. So it says, what sorrows awaits Nineveh, which is spiritually talking about America, the city of murder and lies. She is crammed with wealth and is never without victims, right? Hence why Isaiah 47 and 8, it says, I am, um, what did she say? Isaiah 47 and 8 says what? I am a lady and I'll never see,
See no
and I'll
sorrow?
never
Is
see
that the
a,
one?
yeah, yeah, it says here, Isaiah
Okay,
47
one
and
second.
8, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that saith in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall sit down as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Right? But these two things shall come to thee in a moment in one day, the loss of children, widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thy enchantments. Right?
Mhm.
Nahum 3 and well,
3 and 2. Three and
um yeah, 3 and 1 actually. Right? Nahum 3 and 1.
right.
Without sorrow, what sorrow awaits Nineveh, the city of murder and lies? She is crammed with wealth, and she is never without victims. Okay, so hey, that American dream, best believe the people that you see at the very top, they didn't get there without having a whole bunch of blood on their hands. That's the real American dream.
That's right.
Okay, they're never without victims.
And
Even how
beautiful,
America was established, right?
beautiful.
America was
Beautiful.
established through rape, robbery, and murder.
That's right.
Okay,
That's right. And the article, beautiful. I saved the two words. It was institutionalized, right? So they adapt the ways of ancient Babylon and the rest of the other things, institutionalize it, and use manipulation.
hmm that's right. So verse 4, it says,
That
Nahum 3
system
and
is,
4.
and as a, yeah, go ahead, go ahead. No, go ahead. Can you hear me?
Nahum 3, yeah. Nahum,
Mhm.
it cuts out here and there, so
Oh,
you might have a
Salakia,
bit of a lag.
Salakia. I might have
No,
to
no,
say,
it's okay.
did you hear me what I said? Because I just wanted to,
Yeah.
yeah, the word institutional, they instituted what we see today, and they use great manipulation tactics. And that's why that precept came out in Ephesians, right? That's how powerful it is, that wine, man. So, yeah. You people don't, hey, 2/3 of you, man, you don't know what you're up against.
Mm-hmm.
You have no clue.
So,
Go ahead, brother.
yeah. So Nahum 3 and 4 says, All this because Nineveh, the beautiful and faithless city, mistress of deadly charms,
Deadly
right?
charms.
Mistress of deadly charms, enticed the nations with her beauty. With her beauty, he taught them all her magic,
Mm-hmm.
enchanting people everywhere. So
Wow.
those Chaldeans, and
Mm-hmm.
those Chaldeans are spread out through the four corners of the earth. They're everywhere. Okay.
Fun.
As it says, I am your enemy, says the Lord Yahweh of heaven's armies, and now I will lift your skirts and show all the earth your nakedness and shame, right? And he's doing it via the prophets, right? And then you have the third witness. As it says, I will cover you with filth and show the world how vile you really are.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All who see you will shrink back and say, Nineveh is in ruins. Where are the mourners? Does anyone regret her destruction? And the answer to that is no.
No,
No one will. Okay.
that's right.
Okay. So we're done with this clip. I'm going to get this article here. This is from the People's Voice, and it says Trump warns Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. Right. So the spirit of war, the civil unrest, is surrounding America, and Jake is just partying and bullshitting, right? Rejecting
Mm-hmm.
the words of Yahweh Shem Shai. It says, in a dramatic and provocative move, Donald Trump, posted on Truth Social this Saturday morning an image depicting himself in military garb, reminiscent of Apocalypse Now, blasting over a fiery Chicago skyline with helicopters overhead. And he's posting, right?
Yeah, you people need to
It's,
see need to see the movie Apocalypse Now. That's why I'm laughing. Go ahead, brother.
yeah. Well, he's saying chai apocalypse now. So Chicago,
Yeah.
right? So it says the graphic bore the caution. I love the smell of deportations in the morning. Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. And he changed the department name to the department from Department of Defense to Department of War, showing you that
Warrior.
this devil, he knows he has a short time.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
spirit of wrath is being lifted up in him. Okay. The tagline, Tripocalypse, now completes the reference to Francis Ford Coppola's classic war movie. This follows his executive order from Friday, renaming the Department of Defense as the Department of War, a move he framed as projecting strength, but as has drawn concerns for its aggressive connotations.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Um, And it says here, in a charge warning yesterday, Chicago officials declared that the city could be on the brink of citizen uprising, as communities brace for what many fear could unfold as an urban battlefront.
Wow.
Yep, that's war talk, man.
That's
And
right.
Yep.
Um, it says Governor J.B. Pritzker, echoing the words of a people feeling squeezed by the looming threats of ice raids and possible National Guard deployment, urge residents to rise in peaceful but unyielding resistance. Any peace broken will be answered with our voice and our presence, he declared. At the same time, Mayor Brandon Johnson stood firm, invoking the spirit of defiance, you see, that runs deep in Chicago's history. He will not yield. If they come militarized, we will meet them with unity, not fear. So, hey, going back to Isaiah.
47.
Nope, going back to
No.
Isaiah 19,
Oh, 19. Okay.
right? Isaiah 19 and 2. It says what? I will make an Egyptian, this is NLT. I will make Egyptian fight against Egyptian, brother against brother, neighbor against neighbor, city against city, province against province. Okay? That's the state that we're in. Now we're going to play this last clip, and we'll get a couple more precepts and close out. Again, with this guy, Secular Talk, as it says, bombshell, Meadow reveals Trump's fascist purge is underway. And we're going to start from zero here.
All right, so Rachel Maddow here has a devastating warning for us about what Trump is up to, and with some detail here that I was unfamiliar with, indeed how far this has come. But she's going to lay it out for us how we're already in the midst of a fascist purge. Watch this.
Fired or pushed out the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Chief of Staff of the Air Force, Second in Command of the Air Force, the Commandant of the Coast Guard, the Chief of Naval Operations, the Deputy Head of the NSA, the Head of the NSA and the Head of Cyber Command, the Chair of the National Intelligence Council. Now, just recently on Friday, they fired the Head of the Defense Intelligence Agency, the Chief of the U.S. Navy Reserve, and also the Head of the Navy SEALs. And this comes on top of the evisceration of the National Security Division of the Department of Justice and the wholesale reassignment or removal of the FBI's National Security Core operations. And you can follow these stories one by one, or you can look at the big picture and recognize that what's happening here might be quite important, particularly in the national security sphere. He is deprofessionalizing the U.S. military and federal law enforcement and federal emergency response while he is turning those kinds of forces against the American people on American soil. If this were happening in any other country, what we would know instinctively was that the reason a leader would do something like that is because that leader wants to use those forces differently than what they've been trained for. A leader trying to deprofessionalize the sharp end of the spear does so because he wants to remove any professional restraint or internal ethics or culture that might otherwise hold those forces back from what he is now going to ask them to do. Watch what he does, not what he says.
So the purge has already happened. The purge has already happened. I mean, I remember in the first week, there were parts of the purge had begun, but now it's advanced more than I realized. And all those people that they axed, every single one of them, they have evidence, they have reason to believe that these people have a conscience. These people are independent thinkers. These people actually care about their oath to the Constitution of the United States above the occupant in the White House. So that's why they were fired. That's why they were pushed out. That's why they were let go. And of course, were they replaced with? Fucking idiots like Pete Hegseth. Little sycophantic bitches like Pete Hegseth, whose job he views it as, oh, let me be a yes man. Whatever Trump wants, the answer is yes. Do you think, like, stop and think about this, guys. If it was this crew around Trump in 2020, when they were plotting their takeover, what do you think this gag, some people who had some reason and would push back here and there, right? A lot of his lawyers would push back. There were these big arguments over the election being stolen where his attorneys would say, you're fucking full of shit. That's not true. Arguing with Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani in the White House. There's these amazing stories about that happened. If it was this group of people, they would have said, yeah, absolutely. Let's do that right now. So we're in trouble. We're in trouble because, yes, if you push out all the people who will push back, you push out all the people who will say, this is un-American. This is not what the U.S. military is supposed to do. We're not supposed to invade the United States of America with the American military. If you do that, well, what's going to happen when he escalates even further? What's going to happen when he starts talking about stealing the election, right? What's going to happen when he orders the intimidation of people in blue districts when they go to vote? Like, there's so many ways that this is illegal, this is unconstitutional, this is unethical, this is immoral. All that stuff is very clear. But what you need to understand is how far along this already is, bro. Like, we're already near the end point of what he's trying to do. And at no point, like, I would say it was mission creep, but it really wasn't. It happened really fucking fast. But you saw all those people who were purged. And she got it exactly right. De-professionalize these institutions so that when the illegal order comes down, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. We are here. We are here, and we're going to do exactly what you want us to do. And so that's trouble, bro. That is trouble because he already invaded LA, invaded DC, Chicago's next, then he'll come New York City. What do all these places have in common? They're blue areas, invading blue areas, intimidating blue voters, right? And at the same time, signing executive orders, trying to steal the 2026 election and the 2028
Egyptian versus Egyptian.
election, tried to have Elon Musk take over the election with an executive order earlier on in his time in office. Now the gerrymandering happening, right? He's saying, many people are saying they want a dictator. That's what many people are saying. Gee, I wonder why he's saying that. And just so you know, it's a trick he uses. When many people are saying that means he's saying it. He's just trying to launder.
Okay, so
Esau's time of trouble in a nutshell.
Yep, exactly. Also, Jake's what is Jake's time of trouble will be Esau's time of trouble, Moab's time of trouble, all the nation, the world's time of trouble.
Oh, that's right. Our temptation.
I'm gonna get this precept here, 2nd Ezra 15, and I will start at 14 in the GNT and read down to 19. So it says here, 2nd Ezra 15 and 14 and in the GNT. The world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near, right? And that's world war. But what comes before world war will be civil war, okay? Gender wars, right? So on and so forth. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. There will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control. And that's what you see happening in America. Okay. It says, while ignoring the legitimate government, there will no longer be free access to the cities. Because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. Driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. Okay, and that's the time we're coming into, man. Straightforward to the point.
And we see that happening where we live right now. The crime has increased a lot, and these people are allowed to do whatever they want, where they can in their powers, and you know the law enforcement ain't going to be able to keep up with these crimes in the city, you know.
Yep, that's right, and that's why they have their AI bots, their drones are going to come and take over, and this place is going to be fully locked down, man. Fully locked down. This is my last precept, Ezekiel 7 and 5, and NLT says, "This is what the sovereign Lord Yahweh says: disaster after disaster is coming your way. The end is come. It has finally arrived. Your final doom is waiting. O people of Israel, the day of your destruction is dawning." And this is talking to 2/3 of Israel. Okay, it is historical, but it's also prophetic. 2/3 of Israel, and the time has come. The day of trouble is near. Shouts of anguish will be heard on the mountaintops, on mountains, not shouts of joy. Soon I will pour out my fury on you and unleash my anger on you. I will call you to account for all your detestable sins. I will turn my eyes away and show no pity. I will repay you for all your detestable sins. Then you will know that it is I, the Lord Yahweh, who is striking the blow.
That's right.
The day of judgment is here. Your destruction awaits. The people's wickedness and pride have blossomed to full flower. Right? Have blossomed to full flower. Now we're going to skip down to verse 23 and read down. It says, "Prepare chains for my people, for the land is bloodied by terrible crimes. Jerusalem is filled with violence." And even though historically it's talking about the place, we know that a place is a people, right?
Before it's a place, correct.
Yeah, before it's a place, because people have to travel there and name it. Okay, so prophetically, this is talking about Israel today in America. Okay, specifically 2/3. I will bring the most ruthless of nations to occupy their homes. That's why you see these federal troops, National Guard being deployed,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're in cities and states that are Jake, heavily Jake populated and heavily Jake dense. Okay. It will go throughout all America, but he's starting with Israel.
Mm-hmm.
I will break down their proud fortresses and defile their sanctuaries. Terror and trembling will overcome my people. They will look for peace, but not find it. Calamity will follow calamity. Rumor will follow rumor. They will look in vain for a vision from the prophets. They will receive no teaching from the priest and no counsel from the leaders. The king and the priest will stand helpless, weeping in despair. And that's the kings prophetically represents your leaders today. Okay? Them that declared that Jacob's trouble is not coming for another 30, 100 years, 1,000 years, that we're okay. Don't listen to those bummites, those
Mm-hmm.
prophets of doom. They're going to be
Mm-hmm.
helpless in that day. Okay? It says, the kings and princes will stand helpless, weeping in disaster, and the people's hands will tremble with fear. I will bring on them the evil they have done to others, and they will receive the punishment they so richly deserve.
Mm-hmm.
Then they will know that I am the Lord Yahweh.
That's right.
It's funny how the Lord constantly says, after I bring disaster, destruction, calamities, then people are going to know that I'm Yahweh. Where wacky-tacky Christians and wicked Christians are saying that the Lord is all love. But the Lord is describing himself that people will know him after he brings destruction and
Mm-hmm.
despair.
That's right.
Someone's not being sincere. Someone's not telling the truth.
Exactly. Exactly. Um, yeah, that's it. That's it for me. I don't know if brothers have anything else they want to bring out. Um,
Yeah, no, I was just gonna just add, simply put, man, what was just read to you folks out there, understand that's called a shut door experience, and it's coming. When the Lord shut the door, you can't open it, right? Just in other words, seek him, he said, seek him while he's early. So the door is open. But
Come.
when
yeah.
these events happening, it's called a shut door experience, right? And we know what that is in regards to the virgins, 10 virgins, right? But we're telling
Yeah,
the
five
people out
foolish
there,
and five
five
wise.
wise.
Mhm.
That's right. They had a time period, right? But I have one scripture real quick. I just want to go to Wisdom of Solomon. He just says it this way: uh, the shut door experience. The Wisdom of Solomon 3:10. I'll read it off my phone. It says, "But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, for they have despised the righteous and forsaken Yahweh." Bashim Yoshai. So yes, so this is going to creep upon you, this event that the Lord, and it came out in the precepts that were read. So it's called the shut door experience. The door is open, and now he's going to shut it. That's why he said, "I open it, and when I shut it, no man can either open it or close it." That's all I
Mhm.
want to say. Go ahead, brother. That's it.
Yeah. You know what? Just for edification, I'll read this because we read it to Nineveh, and I made this statement about Nineveh representing America spiritually, prophetically.
So
Here
good.
in chat, it says parallels between Nineveh and America's prophetically.
Oh
It
boy.
says the bloody city. Nineveh, a city of violence, conquest, and oppression. America built on slavery, conquest, of the indigenous people and Negroes,
All insecure.
and countless wars abroad. Modern violence, mo- modern violence, mass shootings, civil unrest mirrors the same bloody legacy,
That's right.
full of lies and robbery. Nineveh
Mhm.
thrived on deceitful treaties,
Mhm.
plunder, and exploitation. America lies in politics, media propaganda, financial corruption, and exploitation
Mhm.
of poor nations
Mhm.
for resources, oil, minerals, labor. The harlot imagery. Nineveh seduced nations through trade, culture, and intimidation. America, listen to this. America called in Revelation Mystery Babylon.
Oh boy.
Mm.
You hear that?
Mhm.
Chat knows that America called in Revelation Mystery Babylon. Revelation 17 and 18. So chat knows Mystery Babylon is America. A harlot ruling over kings through global commerce, entertainment, and military dominance. Witchcraft and enchantments. Nineveh practiced sorcery and manipulation to keep nations subdued. America, witchcraft can be seen in cultural influence, entertainment, media, technology, and false spirituality that keeps the world in a spiritual trance, distracted from truth.
Yep.
Exposure of shame. Nineveh, God stripped her glory. She became a gazing stock. America, increasing moral decay, exposure of corruption, decline in international respect. Once admired, now increasingly scorned by the nation. It says sudden, complete destruction. Nineveh, destroyed suddenly, so throughout the people, thoroughly. I'll read that again. Nineveh destroyed suddenly, so thoroughly the people forgot where it was. America, prophetically seen in scriptures like Jeremiah 50 and 51
Yep.
and Revelation 18. So you're seeing chat. They know that America is Babylon the Great, spiritually. Okay? America, prophetically seen in scriptures like Jeremiah 50 and 51 and Revelation 18, where Babylon's destruction comes in 1 hour and no one confronts her or comforts her.
Comforts her. That's right. A beautiful point.
Right?
All those manipulation tactics. I just want to say this real quick. I have the word institute. Like I said, we don't have to go into it. You people can go look it up, right? Because
Yeah.
all of that, this whole system is institutionalized. That's what I'm trying to say. Right back from when the man with the little cap, or right, sorry, Salakia. It was all institutionalized. So they took over. I'll just say this. They took over. The they is the little cap man. They took over from where the Babylonians left off, and now it's transferred right to America. But it was all institutionalized. That's the point. Okay, I'm saying too much there, but yeah, all of those things were institutionalized. Everything that we go through in Babylon.
All right. So
Anyway,
beautiful.
that's
Let's close up. Let's give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone rule well and have taught us his word in truth and sincerity. Peace and mercy to the whole full elect, shalom to 154,000. All right, that's teaching this word in truth and sincerity, and the innumerable multitude that sincerely believe upon the names of Yahweh. All right, and his only begotten son, Yahushua. Peace and mercy to you. Abba Ball, Kwame Shala, and Shalom to the whole full elect.
Shalom, awful act.
Yeah, and low will in this lesson was straightforward and edifying.
Shalom.